Alrighty, so this is what we have so far. This is a mini bike Coleman BT200x update. For months now I've been waffling back and forth on what I'm going to do with this bad boy. And I'm throwing a lot of money at things and not getting anything done. Today we're finally going to start planning out what we're doing. This is what I have to work with. And it's not all of it. I have a gold chain somewhere. I got some other stuff somewhere that doesn't need to be here right now, like this thing. This is a bar brace, handlebar brace. That really doesn't need to be up there. That doesn't work on the function of the bike at all. This is the foot pegs, so I can change over from the standard, which I love the looks of them, but they're not practical for hard riding. Your feet could slip off and you get in trouble. So I got some motorcycle foot pegs, dirt bike foot pegs, which would work better. So we're going to upgrade to those, and that's this kit. What else do we have here that's not real? Oh, I got a magnetic dipstick. So that's pretty cool. We'll use that in the motor. The rest of the stuff, I got a thumb throttle, which I'm going to use no matter what I do, what motor I put on there. I'm going to put a thumb throttle on there. And I got a couple different types of carburetors. I have the generic one. This is like the industrial carburetor design. This is what comes on the bike, except this is a non-EPA version, so you can adjust this and do stuff with it, whereas the one that's on the bike, you're pretty much stuck with the jets that are in it, and they're put in such a way that you can't remove them without mangling things, and I didn't want to mess with it. And these are cheap. This was like $8 on Amazon. So this and the little kit that came with it came with the little choke lever. It came with the mounting kit, a spark plug, some other parts, little fuel filter, things like that came with it. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I also came with a crankcase vent hose. This is, I'm not sure what this hose is for. This is a fuel line, looks like. This is a crankcase vent hose. And I'll have to find a hose that'll fit that. What else do we have? Oh, I also bought, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to go this route or if I wanted to go, if I did the thumb throttle, I wanted to upgrade the carburetor as well. It's a VM22 carb, and then I watched a video on how you tune it, and this is the little instructions on how that's done. So I got a camera on my head, so I can't really see what you guys are seeing, so I'm hoping that you guys are not getting seasick and you're actually seeing what I'm shooting. So here's a manifold, intake manifold that goes to this carburetor, the VM22. And some more parts, more fuel filters and adapters and spacers and all that stuff that goes with it, which is cool. Can never have enough of this stuff. What else we got in here? Oh, we got some hardware, mounting tools. Gonna never run out of these. Almost everything you purchase now has those little tools that come with them, which is great. Always great to have that. So let's put this out of the way for right now. It's sexy. Now, my conundrum is, there's more carburetor stuff for this, fuel line. My conundrum is I keep going back and forth on what I want to do. First, I wanted to just go cheap and build up the 196 as much as I could realistically and without having to throw $1,000 of billet parts at it. So that was going to be, the Series 30 torque converter and the little adapter to go to the 16 millimeter crankshaft, because this is I believe it's not a 5/8, it's a 3/4 inch drive system, and you needed this adapter shaft. Then I was probably going to throw some valve springs in it, some 22-pound valve springs in it. I'm not handicapped by valve float. And then a choice of one of these two carburetors. Probably going to go with the VM22 at that point. And then if I really wanted to get crazy, I was going to throw on the flywheel. And definitely I was going to put it up on an adapter plate because I don't want to cut my frame. So I went and got the O&B warehouse adapter plate for the motor mount plate. And then things happened. And started thinking about the Predator 224. So you had all that, you had a jump in CCs, you also had a jump in torque. It's, you know, pretty considerable over this, and a lot of those parts would still work for that motor. And what I'm seeing on videos, that motor is pretty good right out of the box. You don't really have to change too much in it, and most of this stuff would fit it. All of this stuff right here would fit it, and be a quick and easy hop up. But then I found out about another option. I have the Predator 212 Ghost. Already has the, what do you call it, the governor removed. It was never even mounted in there. Already comes with a Mikuni clone carburetor. It's a Hemi, so that's cool. Already comes with 22, at least 22-pound valve springs, maybe 26. The jury's out on that. They're not marked white or green or anything like that in there when you open up the head, but consensus is they're at least 22 pounds, which is good enough for most of my application. I'm not going to be racing this thing to 10,000 RPM, but this flywheel will fit on here. I know this thing is governed to 6,000 RPM using the coil pack that's on there, so I went and got a unregulated coil. I probably could have taken it off of the 196 or the 224, but I don't want to scavenge those motors as much as possible. And these things, these things were cheap, so to me it was worth it just to buy one and dedicate it just to this engine, and then go bag up the other one for I don't know what conceivable use I'd want with a governed coil, but I'd have one as a spare just in case. But that is the path I'm going to take, and I can hear the screaming and moan. Oh, you should have went with a 212 regular, and then you could have built it up, or you could have went with a 224 and built it up. But I wanted to just yank it out of the box, throw some parts at it, put it on the bike, and go. And as you can see, I'm going with the Juggernaut main drive pulley on the torque converter. And this torque converter setup will probably be, this engine will probably be maxed what this can handle. I think for like 13 or 14 horsepower and above, you need a Series 40. This is a Series 30, and that'll be, this setup will be maxed for what I'm doing here, and that's fine. I don't plan on going any more crazy. I just want to be able to do 45, 50 miles an hour on my big butt on my ATV, and this is going to help me do that. This will get me closer. I also have another choice of manifolds. I can go with this one, or actually exhaust pipes and things like that. So now I have this option or this option. This one if I want to burn up my bike, burn up the paint job and stuff. This one if I want to burn my inner thigh. Still would need a what do you call it? Air breather here. I'm going to need a different model than these because they won't fit. So I need something small that fits that guy. And I believe I have that somewhere. If not, I still have to get it. And what else? What else do I need? What else is over here that is dedicated to just... Oh, I need a Hemi rebuild kit just in case, because this is a Hemi motor. That's it. So I wiped out about, I don't know, 40% of the parts that were on here if I wanted to go with the 196 or the 224 or a regular 212. Since I got the Ghost, I was able to shed down some of those parts, and I can start with a ripping motor and just throw stuff on there. And again, I can hear everybody screaming and yelling, you should have went the other way, should have went the other way. We'll see. I mean, I have the other motors, I have other options. I can build the 196, I can build the 224, I can do all that stuff. I can get another mini bike. If I love this setup on the BT200x, I can always get like a RT or RB 200, because I like those big frame swoopy looking designs. I like that. So I might get that, and then I can put the 224 on that and another torque converter and all that fun stuff. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. And that's the tools I have to work with. I should be enough right there to do the conversion. There's what do you call them? Impact wrenches and stuff in there. Should be able to get all this stuff done fairly quickly. I just want to spin this over. I want to get a 49cc sticker and put that on here, so I can fool the law when they pull me over and say, you're not supposed to be on the road with that, you need a license. 49cc or smaller, you don't need any of that stuff, and you're allowed to ride on the street as long as you have a regular driver's license. You don't even need a motorcycle license endorsement, though I have one. If I just had a 49cc motor, then I wouldn't get hassled. Hopefully 90% of the cops who don't know anything about anything, will look at that and say, okay. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I can fool them, maybe I can't. But it'll be fun trying. And I'm going to use the gas tank off the bike that's on there, off the HISUN. Just take this plate off because I'm not going to put a pulse pump or anything on there. Just going to put the gas tank on. Take this plate off. This plate comes off. I'll put the gas tank on there. You got to put some little shims over here in order to get the tank up high enough. Plus you got to get around this. I don't know if I want to cut this or not, or leave it like that and just jack the tank up a little higher. Could cause problems, I don't know. Maybe worth it just to go get a bolt from the hardware store and replace this piece with something that sits low. You can still take it off and use the port. You just won't have a snazzy yellow thing to do it with. And there you go. Those are my options. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think, what I should have done, if I'm doing good here, if I should have done something different, what you would have went with if you had the options. And the next episode will be me putting this stuff on the bike. Yeah. Cool. Juggernaut. Yay. Alrighty, guys. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in a few. Ciao.